That's a strong word.
Yeah, but think about it. When you see how these lines drawn on a map can really affect people's lives and whole communities, it makes you question things. Like maybe things should be different.
It's like you suddenly see how things really work,
That's
and it
it.
can be kind of shocking. But okay, let's talk about solutions. If we want to have communities that are fairer, more sustainable, more lively, how do we get there? What can we actually do to change zoning?
Well, one idea that's getting popular is something called form-based codes.
Form-based codes. I'm not familiar with that.
It's a different way of approaching zoning. Instead of saying exactly what can be built on a piece of land, form-based codes focus more on how buildings should look and feel. Like, they might say how tall buildings can be, how far back from the street they need to be, or what materials you can use to build them. But they're more flexible about what you can actually do in those buildings.
So instead of saying only houses on this block, it's more about making sure everything looks and feels a certain way.
Exactly. The goal is to create places where people can walk around easily, where you have a mix of homes, businesses, and public spaces.
So you can live, work, and hang out all in the same area. That sounds like a good way to build a sense of community. Are there any examples of form-based codes working well in real life?
There are actually quite a few. One famous example is Seaside, Florida.
Seaside. That's one of those planned communities, right? Like designed to have that old-timey small-town vibe.
That's the one. Seaside was one of the first places in the U.S. to really use form-based codes. They wanted to create a town center that felt like it had grown naturally over time, with a mix of housing types, shops, and public spaces all close together.
So it's not just about controlling what gets built, but also about creating a certain atmosphere.
Exactly.
And Seaside has been successful, right?
Yeah, a lot of other communities are looking to Seaside as an example of how to use form-based codes to make places more walkable and mixed use.